Booking, yeah? Where are you going? Which place? Oh. Korea.
On Karim it's starting from 12, otherwise it's normal 5. when you book the taxi on Karim, it's meter starting from 12 dirham. When you just give a hand and stop taxi for you, it started from 5.